Good morning and welcome to Fox 19 Weekend Morning News, and happy Easter to you. It's Sunday, April 1st. I'm Amber Jayanth, and as you step out this morning, you'll notice it's kind of feeling more like fall. Definitely chilly out there. Let's check in with Catherine Bodak to see what you can expect today. And I think now to new information on the fight at City Hall. Several Cincinnati labor unions now say they support a call for a special counsel to investigate City Manager Harry Black. Mayor Cranley said on Friday he wants an outside investigation into what he calls inappropriate and abusive behavior by Black. Now, several groups representing 4,000 city workers, including municipal employees and Cincinnati firefighters, say they support that proposal. Cranley says he'll officially put it before City Council next week. Well, a controversy you'll only see on Fox 19. A group of bunnies have become a hot topic of conversation in Covington. They're on display outside a store for Easter, but some aren't happy about them. Maytal Levy explains why. And that was Maytal Levy. Now, the owner says that he has lined up people ready to adopt the bunnies once Easter is over. Well, happening today, teachers across Kentucky are getting ready to head to Frankfort to protest a controversial pension plan. Meanwhile, volunteers are holding a lunch drive to help feed students while classes are closed. Sarah Selly is in Florence with more. Sarah? Well, happening now, the Cincinnati Police Department is going beyond the call of duty to improve living conditions in the city. This morning, the department's newest recruit class has joined the Rebuilding Together organization. Our Sarah Selly is live this morning along Highland Avenue with more on the newest officers giving back. And Sarah, already there's a lot of activity going on out there, right? And right now, the Campbell County Sheriff is sending a warning to residents. The Sheriff's Office says that they've received several recent reports that scammers are contacting victims at their jobs. They say the thieves are posing as Campbell County Sheriff's deputies and threatening to arrest victims for an offense unless they are paid immediately. And the scammers even offer to meet the victims at the Sheriff's Office parking lot to pay fines. The Sheriff says that it's all a scam, and if you are contacted, the best policy is to simply hang up.
Is Fox 19 now.
We're going to kick it off tonight with some developing news.
Yeah, parents are on alert tonight after a man in a sports car has been spotted following several young girls.
The most recent incident happened yesterday afternoon, so let's get straight to it. Amber Jayanth is live right now from Middletown. What's the story here?
Well, right now we're here on Clark Street, and this is where that man has been seen several times following young kids, and parents say this usually happens right after school lets out. Angelica Day is spending a little more time indoors now after she had a scary encounter last Thursday.
I was walking home from my friends a few blocks away, and I see an orange car.
She says she was walking alone on Clark Street when she saw the man in the car trailing behind.
At first, I just played it off and looked away, and then I realized he was really following me down the whole entire street.
She took out her phone and started to record the driver. In the video, you can see the car creeping along. Angelica says when she looked at the man, he appeared to be touching himself.
He was like doing nasty gestures with his hand and his lap, and he was waving at me, and he was just staring at me. I was scared, like my heart was going so fast. Like I thought he was gonna tell me to get in the car or something.
She says once he noticed he was being recorded, he sped off. She then ran home and told her parents.
It's scary because really the next step would be something like getting them in the car, you know, because it's eventually going to happen if he continues doing what he's doing.
In the past few months, there have been more than 5 reports of children being followed before or after school. John Butler was picking up his grandson from school yesterday when he says he saw a man in a sports car approach a young girl while she was walking alone. He says something felt wrong about the interaction.
The fact that she jumped back out of the way and looked like she was in defense mode.
He stood by but says the driver suddenly took off.
I don't know if the car seen me or the fact that she yelled and it just drove off. Parents need to be, you know, they assume it's not going to happen to them, and it's happening.
Micah says she's relieved her daughter got home safe, and now she's warning other parents.
To be on the lookout for that car because he's a predator.
And that driver is described as a heavy-set man with long hair pulled back in a ponytail. At the time, he was wearing glasses, and anyone with information is asked to contact Middletown Police. Reporting live in Middletown, Amber Jayanth, Fox 19 Now.
It's a smart girl to grab her phone. Amber, thanks.
People who buried their pets years ago at the Garden of Pines Pet Cemetery in Ross Township are horrified by the current conditions. Some headstones are turned over or covered in mud. Our Amber Jayanth is there live with a story you will see only on Fox 19 Now.
That's right, Rob. And the cemetery is just down this road, which can be a dangerous drive at night because of the current conditions. But those who have loved ones here at the Garden of Pines Cemetery say they can't believe the owner let it get to this point. Debbie Southard and her sister Marla Kopp both have their dogs buried here at Garden of Pines Pet Cemetery.
This is where my little baby's buried, right over here.
Southard's dog Cleo passed away in 1983.
I trusted them with my pet.
During their recent visit, they were blown away by the overgrown weeds and fallen trees covering the gravestones.
I just couldn't believe it, and we walked forever to find the dogs. I brought a piece of metal and was tapping in the ground.
They say it took them nearly 2 hours to find their beloved pets, Cleo and Pudgy, who passed away in '88.
We knew Cleo was up here, but there was no grave. There was that much mud. And I was tapping, and she started digging, and sure enough, we found her.
I actually thought I was going to have a heart attack because of the stress.
She says when she buried Cleo 34 years ago, she paid more than $800 to lay her to rest in a beautiful, peaceful spot and never expected it would transition into this.
When we bought our package, they offered us a lifetime maintenance. So we paid for that, and that's what we expected.
Since that time, the ownership has changed. The Butler County Zoning Office says the land is now slated as agricultural. They say Ross Township does not have a property maintenance code. Southard said she's been sick looking at the overgrown lots.
If I could, I would take my own hands and dig her up and take her home because it hurts me to know. A lot of people might say it's just a dog. She was my baby. She's still my baby. And it really hurts me.
The owner of the cemetery says it has been tough keeping up the property this past year, but he's hoping to restore it to what it once was. And when we talk to the owner of the cemetery, he says that he is currently planning some spring cleanup days, and he welcomes anyone in the community to come join in and help. And if you would like information on that, we'll have it on our website. But for now, reporting live in Ross Township, Amber Jayanth, Fox 19 Now.
Amber, thank you very much.